Hi Leo, this is Lunatics Tarot, and this reading is for anyone who identifies with the sign of Leo, whether that's Leo Moon, Leo Sun, Leo Ascendant, your Venus or any other planet is in Leo, North Node, Midheaven, all Leos. And I wanted to get a reading up for you yesterday when the full moon was in, well, the full moon is still in Sagittarius, I believe, today, on the 30th. But I did want to get your reading up yesterday. There were four signs I couldn't get to. So we're going to do full moon to full moon for you right now. We're going to do May 30th through June 30th. So this is for anyone who identifies with the sign of Leo from May 30th through June 30th, 2018. And while I was meditating on your sign, Leo, I did receive the message that you may need to, you may be in need of a fresh perspective right now, or during this time, this time period, this month, May 30th through June 30th. There is probably need for a fresh perspective for a lot of you. But you're waiting on something. It's like you're waiting on something. I don't know if that's maybe a someone, maybe not. But it's like you're waiting on something to happen before you shift your perspective. And covering you, representing you in this spread, we have the Fool. Which makes me think that this time period is a fresh start for you, a new beginning. You're feeling like a curious cat, like a child. You're starting something new, or just feeling very open and free, uninhibited about something. And yet, crossing you, we have the Nine of Swords. So, I mean, that's indicative of someone experiencing insomnia, maybe, just at its extreme, just being up at night with worry, doubting, fearing, needing to get into your body. I think during this time you find yourself a little too much in your head. And then what's on your mind when you're in your head, the Three of Wands in reverse, I think this is a project that you're working on, and the first step isn't really established. The first decision, that big decision that needs to be made, isn't really made yet. Oh, hey. Thank you for gracing this space with your presence, Divine Phelan. Oh, I hope he doesn't think he's going to lie down here. No, sweetie. Not right now. I'm sorry. So yeah, I think this is a, that's so funny that he jumped up during the Leo reading. He's not a Leo, but it's still so funny. He hasn't jumped up here during any of the other readings, and I kind of expected him to. Okay, so the Three of Wands in reverse. This can also be, don't be arrogant, beware of aid that's being offered to you. But I think in your case, it's saying don't be passive. And you're it's like you're not feeling confident about this new start, this new beginning. So you're starting a new job or a new project. It's not that it couldn't be a new love that you look at as a project of sorts, but you've got a fresh beginning in some way, and I feel like it's a project or work. Probably, since we're in the wands here, something that you're passionate about, something that's a creative work, and you've got that new start, but you're up at night with worry about it. And then your crowning thoughts, your higher thoughts, when your ego is quiet, you're very aware of the fact that you haven't, like I said, taken that first step or made that first big decision regarding the project. Now, I don't know why, so I'm not saying, maybe your circumstances don't allow for it. Like I said, the first message I received before I started recording was that you need a new perspective and you're waiting on something. Now I think you're just waiting on you to make that first big decision. And it's a project, I think, that you are very invested in. It's connected to who you are, or you're putting a lot of who you are yourself into it. Because see, in the Deviant Moon Tarot, you can see in the Three of Wands how this is like almost like a mother birthing something. So she's put herself into it. It is part of her. This project is a big part of you. And again, it's something that's brand new to you. So that's probably why you're up at night with worry about it. It's a skill you haven't mastered yet that you're using. It's work you haven't done before, or you're doing it in a way you haven't done before. And maybe you're just up sort of concerned with whether or not you're up to the task, you're capable of it, or maybe just worried about looking foolish because you've changed careers. You've just recently changed careers, or putting yourself out there, showing a type of art to the world that you haven't exposed before. And it feels like a brand new beginning, but you're keeping yourself trapped in your thought with worry about it, instead of just skipping ahead into it. And we'll get clarifiers on these. I don't know what that first big decision is, or that first big step. This is reminding me a little of the Sag reading, actually, because they too seem to have something creative, important that they wanted to share, but they were holding back about sharing it. And set intentions by the new moon. So we are in Sagittarius, or the full moon rather is in Sagittarius now. So a great time for things to come to completion, and moving through the next month, you've got this fresh beginning. Set intentions by the 13th. I believe the new moon is in Gemini on the 13th of June. I could be a little off. I believe that's correct. Set intentions by then, by the 13th. regarding this new project, this fresh beginning, especially if you're scared to skip into it, to run into it. Set intentions about what you want to see happen. And this is all rooted in the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, it's like you're a student about this thing you're starting, whether you're actually going to school or taking an actual class or not. Maybe you're teaching yourself this new skill. Either way, you are I feel like a student all over again. And maybe some of you are students for the first time, and that's the fresh beginning, is you're heading to school, and maybe it's a new college, could be. But it's all rooted in you being you learning, you being a student, or a message of security, having a plan. And that could be what you're nervous about too. If this is a new, fresh beginning in a new career, or where you're sharing a new art or something, maybe you're worried about finances, worried about making ends meet in this new line of work, and that's why you're hesitating to take that first step, and that's what you're up at night worried about. It's possible as well. But if it's, well, whichever it is, whether it's that you're nervous about the fact that you're new to this work, or that you're nervous about whether or not this work will pay off, or both, like I said, set intentions for what you want to accomplish and what you want to see by that new moon. We'll set the intentions by the new moon on the 13th in Gemini, and then you should see some of these things start to develop even by the full moon at the end of June, which I believe is in Capricorn on the 28th. I think that's correct too. So it's not that, you obviously won't see everything that you want to have happen with this work by then, but you should start to see some development. And when you set those intentions for the new moon, at the new moon, you can set goals for the rest of the year, right? It's so beautiful that you're learning something new, you're starting something new, you have this fresh, brand new beginning. You're continuing to use your mind and are willing to put yourself into this project. It's all awesome. The only thing I don't like to see, of course, is the worry, the up at night, and Leos, you tend to hide the fact that you are doing that really well, that you are in that worried up at night space. You're great at coming off confident, even if that's not the way you're feeling. Yeah, and a decision needs to be made, though. A decision needs to be made. So, yeah, you've got the Page of Pentacles and then the Knight of Pentacles in your recent past. So it's rooted in you starting to learn this new skill, or, starting to be a scholar, whether again or for the first time, learning this new thing for your new beginning. And then in the recent past, you have the Knight of Pentacles, and this is a hard worker, but he can be a slow mover. I think this is saying that you've noticed in the recent past that the funds for this project or this work, or the funds that you receive from this project or work are slow moving, but there is some security here. There is a message of security here. because the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles are both in the upright. So it might not happen as quickly as you hope it would, but it looks like it will grow. Um, it will manifest you the security, the resources, the money that you need. It's not speedy right this second, and I do think that could be what's worrying you. Yeah, I really feel like it has something to do with the finances funding the work, or the finances the material reward you receive from the project, the work. Because the Fool is in the upright, you know. You may, a lot of you may very well be completely fine with the fact that it's a new skill and you're still learning, and it's just the money that's worrying you. And a decision needs to be made, and the outcome, a decision needs to be made. So it's as if it's you that's halting the process, though. And the thing you're waiting on, I think it's something that you're always waiting on. I think it's a thing that it's something that has held you up before, whether it's a person or I'm not sure. And I try to remember to stop shuffling and give you the bottom of the deck, but yet again, I continued to shuffle. So instead of the bottom of the deck, we'll have what's missing from this picture will be this Page of Cups that popped out when I continued to shuffle. So it's a message of security, and it's a message of love. You love what you're doing, you love this project, you love this work, like I said, enough that you're putting yourself into it. It is a part of you. And see how the full moon is shining there on the on what she's waiting to develop. I really think that it's significant that I decided to do full moon to full moon for you all. And definitely take, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes, whatever you have to dedicate to this cause, definitely take the time to write down and read over at least what your intentions are, what you hope to have happen. Maybe it will help you to make this first step, make this first decision regarding this new beginning. If you try to envision where you want it to go eventually, by the end of the year, by the end of next year. Well, it depends how long the project is, right? So definitely take the time to set intentions. Definitely take the time to really meditate on them. Sit with those intentions. Yeah, I need to get clarifiers. Somehow it's you. Somehow it's you that's holding this up. That I think it's you that has to make the decision about how to move forward. The Page of Cups. Oh, what's unseen from this could be your dreams. So either you aren't I think you just need to pay attention to messages from your dreams. I think that those two can help you with this decision that clearly needs to be made. If you're worried about whether or not the project is going to make you money, or the work is going to make you money. You're the one moving this slowly. You're the one who's holding up the decision. The decision needs to be made. And this also says rely on your senses to me. Like, extrasensory senses. So again, pay attention to messages from your dreams that could be really relevant here. That could show you the way, the light, the where you want to end up, or what you want to do next. If you are one of those people who have trouble remembering their dreams, I mean, really try to take time for it. Try to take time in the morning when you wake up. But see, if you're up all night with worry and you're living this insomniac life, then you don't even have space for your dreams, let alone time to journal about them or record them or sit with them and think about them when you wake up. And let that encourage you to get some sleep if you're up all night with worry. I really think it's important for you to receive messages from your dreams. And that means you have to get sleep, and you have to get the right kind, and you have to get enough of it. And then you have to have time in the morning to sit there and journal about it, or record it and meditate on it and try to interpret it. But it's a self-fulfilling prophecy if you refuse to listen to yourself or make this decision. I said self-fulfilling prophecy, and the Wheel of Fortune popped out. But yeah, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy if you halt this decision-making process so long, make it take so long to really get started with this new beginning, that there's no way that funds can come in, that rewards can come in as a result, right? So the Six of Swords says, you are headed toward calmer water. So maybe just make the decision, I feel called to say. Maybe just make the decision. Just choose, just pick, just move forward. I've heard it said more than once about from friends who have started their own business, that they just went. They just hit the gas pedal. They just said go. They just started saying, I'm doing this. And they just started doing it. And they had no idea what they were doing, and they learned along the way. So maybe you'll make the wrong decision, but just make it. Just move forward. It needs to be made. It feels like a big decision because it probably is. It's your destiny. It looks like it's fated for you to move in this direction and to start this new beginning and maybe share this project that is a part of you. This also says, the Wheel of Fortune also says that there's an opportunity coming during this next month, and when it comes and how it comes and what the opportunity is out of your hands. But not missing it is up to you. So I think that's why it's time to make this decision, move forward. There's an opportunity coming that you don't want to miss because you're still sitting on the fence about how you're going to start the first step. Start. If somebody, for example, strikes up a conversation with you who might want to invest in a business, for example, like the one you might be starting. I'm not sure what the fresh start is yet. We'll get a clarifier on the full. But when they start talking about, potential investment, other things that they're investing in, and they make it clear that they could be an investor for you, you don't want to say, oh, well, I'm thinking about starting something. I just started dabbling in such and such, and I'm still trying to decide. No, you want to say, oh, really? I just started XYZ, and actually already, whatever this first decision is, whatever this first step is, I actually already set up a shop. I actually already, whatever the first step is, or the first, it's a decision. It's a decision that needs to be made. The name of the business, maybe, or the way you're going to run it, who's going to help you. I'm just trying to think of examples of what that first decision could be. And it doesn't have to be a business. It could be an art that you're sharing. But making that first decision, taking that first step, is what leads you into calmer waters, especially mentally. That's what gets you out of this Nine of Swords place, is going ahead and making the first step. And it leads you to calmer waters because there's an opportunity probably coming in regards to making this decision. And again, I think you sense that. You sense that this is your fate. You sense that this is your destiny. You sense that there's a big opportunity coming and that it's going to grow. And it's going to get out of hand, Leo. It's going to be uncontrollable. It's going to be bigger than you. You're not going to be able to do it all by yourself. That's why you're doing it. You want to do something that's bigger than you. You want to be a part of something that's bigger than you, and give back to everybody. That's why you're doing it. And so you sense that it's such a big deal. You know, the Fool showing up, the Wheel of Fortune showing up, brand new beginning, and it's fated. You know this, you feel this, and that's why you're allowing it to stress you out. But it's also why you can't accidentally miss the opportunity that's part of this fate, because you're stuck in your head. And I do believe that the multiverse does so much, right? I do believe that you end up where you're supposed to, you receive what you're meant to, what is meant for you, yes, but absolutely we can miss opportunities. Absolutely, we can make it take even longer to get where we're destined to go because we miss opportunities. And absolutely, we have to do our part. You know, the multiverse source probably led you here to this new beginning and has given you opportunities already that have got you this far, and they're bringing you another one. But it looks like, to me, from this spread, this decision that needs to be made is up to you. And then I want to clarify on the Fool as well. So yeah, again, just if it's keeping you up at night with worry, if you can't make up your mind, trust what this Sag full moon is telling you. It's brought me a lot of clarity. So trust how you're feeling about it at this time, and trust your dreams about it. Even if your reaction is, oh my gosh, I'm so busy with XYZ, there's no way that I can remember my dreams and have the time in the morning to write them down, etc. Just do it once. Just do it one night, one morning. One night, one morning for me in this next month, or if you're feeling the pressure of this decision as soon as you can, then one night, one morning. Set the intention before you go to bed. You know, please, to your subconscious, please guide me, help me make this decision. Sit with your dreams in the morning. Write them down, record them. A lot of times I'm too lazy to write them down. I just record them. Such a Taurus. And try and interpret them. You know, what do they mean to you? You know, if you like to look things up online or you have a book about dreams, that's fine too. But what do they mean to you? How do they make you feel? Which direction, as far as this decision is concerned, do they lead you in? And go with that. Just move forward. Just move forward. don't take a beautiful new beginning and make it stressful. Now that we certainly can do to ourselves as well. Fate will do so much. The multiverse will bring you so much and so many opportunities. But if you want to take that fresh beginning that it's given you, and you want to take those opportunities, and instead of celebrating the newness that brings into your life, the gifts that you've been given, and you want to take it and make it insomnia and stress instead, sure, it's your journey. You can do that if you want. But why? But why? I do it too. I can't say anything really. Certainly, not judging harshly or anything. I'm an Aquarian moon. I love to overanalyze everything. And I get it. I've done that. But I mean, I guess that's why I'm saying that. Don't take a beautiful new beginning and make it a stressful thing, because you're still going to have plenty of stressful things in life to sit up at night and worry about. But something that you're excited about, a fated brand new beginning, moving on to calmer waters, finding a way to learning a new skill that you are passionate about, that you love to do, and finding a way to make it something that brings you in rewards and financial security and resources. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. So you wanna be in the childlike state that the Fool suggests as you move through this energy, as you move into this energy, this new energy, really. With this new energy, you have this new energy of the Fool, and you're immediately taking it to a stressed out place. Just something you want to catch yourself doing so that you can enjoy your life, right? And maybe Leo is a fixed sign, right? Leo is also a fixed sign. So, as confident as you can be, maybe a fresh new beginning is always stressful for you because you're fixed. I believe that's right? Sagittarius is muted and Aries is the cardinal, so yes, of course, you're fixed. So yeah, maybe in general those things are difficult for you. Even though you wanted this new change, some parts of you were just used to the way things were. That can be part of it as well. Okay, so one more clarifier on that Fool. It's like there's no clarifier for the Fool, because each Leo's fresh new beginning is slightly different. I can't peg exactly what the work is. But I've already said I wanted it, so I want it. And I see this little monkey on the back of the warrior in the Nine of Swords. And yes, that is just, the stress monkey on your back. But it could also be that there's someone else around you who is fueling this worry. Gosh, don't let anybody do that to you. Someone else who's dependent on the finances that are coming from this, someone else who maybe doesn't believe in this new beginning for you. It's difficult if it's someone who means something to you, If it's someone who your finances are entangled together, someone who's a close family member, a friend, it's normally a good advisor, but they're fueling your worry. Oh, are you sure? Maybe you should think a little bit longer about that decision. Are you sure? Maybe that's why you're stuck on the decision, because they disagree. But if it's your project, your artwork, your business, whatever, this new beginning, your new beginning, go with your gut, go with your heart, go with what you think is right. And that could be very difficult if we're talking about a spouse or a parent or somebody who has a lot of say in the situation. But your stressful energy, your worrisome energy is bleeding into everyone around you also. So just like theirs is affecting you, yours is affecting the space around you. And it's affecting the project itself because you are going into the work. So it's just something to be really aware of, is that energy exchange. I think we'll stop with these actually. That's just something to be really aware of, is that energy exchange where your stress is probably fueled by someone else, and your stress and worry is again going into the project and fueling others. And just cut it. Just make the decision. It's saying it needs to be made. And you've got the Queen of Pentacles too, showing up as a clarifier on the Fool. So it's a project that allows you to be creative, and yet it can be practical. It's a creative, passionate project, but you're trying to approach it in this very practical way, which is great. That's amazing. It's probably because you want to build something out of it. You see a future following this fresh new beginning as a result of this fresh new beginning. And you've got the Page of Pentacles upright, message of security, the Knight of Pentacles upright, hard worker, attention to detail, and then the Queen of Pentacles upright, creative yet grounded, also practical and rich, wealthy. So if it's money, finances that you're worried about, this is a rich opportunity, and it's going to lead you into abundance. I would also like an advice card from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot for you all. This is really exciting, Leo. I'm not just saying that. This is exciting. This is exciting energy. I'm sorry for you that it is stressing you out, and I hope we can cure that for someone at least. Assuage that a little bit, even. But it's so exciting. Look at, the Fool and the Wheel of Fortune, and everything showing up right. All these Pentacle cards showing up right. The Page of Cups, saying that this is something that you love, and you can listen to your subconscious about what it's telling you to do. It's a project you're invested in. The only holdup is this decision, and making it frees you of the worry that's an unfortunate side effect of this for you. I've heard said from a couple astrologers that around this full moon we're supposed to be doing things bold, out of character. So let this be that time that you trust in your path and just make the decision. It looks like you're paying attention to detail regarding this work and this project, and you haven't made any other decisions willy-nilly. You haven't, just thrown caution to the wind with anything else. So let this be that time that you just have faith in where this is leading you, and in the fact that you felt guided to do it. And there must be a reason for that. In the abundance that this world has to offer, even though we all have such a lack mentality sometimes, that you will reap rewards, that it is coming. You can trust that you will be given what you need. Have faith in that and just make the decision. Just move forward. I can't say it enough. And we'll see what the Dreams of Gaia tarot deck has to say for you. This is a tarot deck, but I use it as an oracle deck a lot right now to just draw 1 or 2 advice cards from, unless I'm just reading for myself, because then I can sit with the guidebook and just read through it all. But that is an awful lot of reading, and it's a beautiful guidebook, and it's a beautiful deck, and I can't wait to get to know it better. It's just a little different. It is this one. The 9 of Fire, which also came out for you when I was meditating before recording, which is why I said I have a feeling that you're waiting for something, and it's something that you're always waiting on. So maybe it is a partner or a spouse, or someone who has a lot of say in your decision-making process that you're always waiting on, like to agree with you or give you the go-ahead. It could be something like that. And then I'll just show you this. On the bottom of the deck is choice in reverse. So emphasizing one more time, you're not making this choice. You need to make this choice. That's maybe it's right now. It might be moving into June. You already know what I'm talking about. You already know what this decision is that needs to be made. And you're holding it up for some reason. But the Dreams of Gaia tarot deck is different. The descriptions are different. So the 9 of Fire in this deck doesn't necessarily mean the same thing. Let's see. Fire, I think, is first. I'm making that up. Fire, here we go. The 9 of Fire. Attainment, fruition, inspiration, creation, ease, simplicity, detachment, restrictions. Move through life with confidence. Like I need to say that to Leo. Move through life with confidence. Give your best every time. And that's what you're trying to do, right? Give your best. So that's why you're over-analyzing on this decision. But consider that sitting and over-analyzing about it is the opposite of giving your best in a situation. After a certain point, you may just need to make it. Do not seek praise or affirmation. So don't make it to please someone else. The 9 of Fire symbolizes attainment and the ease that comes with knowing what to do with the knowledge and practical skills earned through study, hard work, and dedication. So it could be that you studied something else. You mastered skills in school or some trade. It could be that you've studied something else. And now you have this fresh beginning in this new project that has nothing to do with what you learned. And you're hesitating because you feel like you could be wasting that knowledge, or that money you spent on school, etc. Or the money you could make if you went ahead and followed that first career path. See, and this says, when a task is complete, do not weigh it down with expectation. detach and move on to the next task because it too deserves all of your care and attention. So, again, it's time to make the decision. You can't move on to the next thing that needs your attention if you don't deal with this. You do what you do well. You understand your craft. And it also this card also reminds us that we can make a choice to not make life complicated. Why are you complicating it? I have to ask myself that sometimes. So I don't have the answer for you. Why are you complicating it? You know, I said at the beginning that you might be a little worried and scared because this is something fresh and new, and you're afraid to let it be exposed that this is fresh and new to you and you're a beginner. And then I wrote over that and I said, well, I don't know, that's probably not Leo. But you're still human, Leo, right? So maybe, you know, this is a question to ask yourself, maybe you are holding off on making this decision, or you're making it complicated to move forward because you're a little nervous to move forward, to show how green you are in this field. By keeping it simple, you move through your day with ease. Obstacles no longer cause hours of fear and fretting. Instead, you simply work to overcome them. You learn, you grow in experience, and then move on to the next moment. When you are confident and have attained a certain level of knowledge and skill, you begin to move through life with more ease. You learn how to perform tasks in a manner that is less complicated for you. You begin to recognize what works for you and what does not. You attain a certain level of grounded and practical awareness that enables you to bring projects to fruition with the same amount of care, but less effort. And that's something to consider as well. I think you love to do this work. You're very passionate about it. Are you making it so much work for yourself that you're going to end up ruining that a little bit? If you make it stressful, if you make it complicated, how long before you gravitate away from this thing you love to do? Wow, that was that was a message I needed to hear too. I don't even have any Leo in my chart. But thank you for sharing your energy with me, Leo, because I definitely needed to hear that as well. But yeah, how long before you end up gravitating away from this thing that's clearly your destiny and you've been low disk space. Oh, okay. We'll deal with that in a minute. But how long before, you know, this ends up being something that you don't feel as passionate about anymore because it stresses you out, because it keeps you up at night, because you can't get your sleep or take care of yourself, because you're worried. You certainly can't do this with every decision that needs to be made in this project. Oh my goodness. Right? No. You can't do that every step along the way. Okay. I think this is far too long now. But I really hope that this helped. I hope that it offered something. Again, if you haven't come up on this decision already, if you don't know what I'm talking about already, I think you will soon, sometime in this month, between May 30th and June 30th. Set those intentions, listen to those dreams. Like I said, just one night, just one morning even, if you don't do it regularly. Thank you so much for checking out the reading, checking out the channel, Leo. I really, really appreciate it. I hope you will like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know it resonated. Let me know how it resonated. Please subscribe, and if you do, remember you have the option to hit the bell and get notifications, alerts every time I post a video if that's something you're interested in. Yeah, make this big decision. I'm really excited for you. I really am. And I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to do another reading for you, Leo.